Fine, I'll pay attention to you. Okay, so a couple days ago, I had done a video called "Please Stop Rebooting Halloween," but ow, what was that for, asshole? Um, Fine, fuck off. All right, so a couple days ago, I did a video called "Please Stop Rebooting Halloween," and they're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna, they love money and they can't let sleeping corpses lie. So if the concept is to do it as a TV show, sort of like what they're gonna do with Peacock with a Jason prequel, whatever. I was like, okay, well, how would you do a Halloween TV show? And they're obviously not going to do what I want to do, which is the Halloween 3 world. So here is my pitch for how I would reboot Halloween as a TV series. So first off, you go back to the original conceit of the first movie, which is Dr. Loomis and this investigation trying to understand this little boy who on one night would just snap and kill his sister and then not speak for years and sit in an institution. And then one night he got out and went on a bloody rampage of killing babysitters. So you go with that, all right? So Loomis is long dead at this point, but you find a way where you can now work in the just general randomness of what happened to this boy, the idea of the unreliable narrator when it comes to the sequels. Was Michael, Laurie's sister? Was he not? Was the Thorn cult thing real? Was the Silver Shamrock thing responsible for it? And what you do is a show sort of like Mindhunter, where you have a psychiatrist who served in the FBI, who is following Loomis's notes over the years and basically looking into the curse of Michael Myers. Other people around the country going way, way back have also just one night just snapped. And the idea that evil wears many masks. And it's just going around and like interviewing people. So each one is its own little movie of different time points in history, different towns across the country where this happened to other people, where other people, killed people and then went into that same catatonic state and escaped or didn't or lived, or someone who did it and now is speaking and telling their story. And each one would be its own little mini movie where you could do all these different shades of the story, where you could do people who believe in the Thorn curse, or people who I looked at the Halloween 3 world as sort of like what if at the end people didn't die the way that the kid died in the test room? Like, what if this was the practical joke? If anything, the last station that he couldn't get to turn off was basically as bad as like when all those kids got epilepsy from Pokemon. And that was the practical joke the whole time. We're set up thinking that it's going to wipe everyone out because that's what we're led to believe through the movie. But it was a joke. It was all a joke. It was still fucked up. It still fucked people up. And you have a guy who, little Billy, something happened to him that night with the Silver Shamrock Company because Silver Shamrock is coming back now as a new company, and they're very mindful of, what happened in their past under the previous ownership, and you could do an entire episode based around that. You can have an episode based around the Thorn cult. You could there's a lot of things that you could do with it, where Michael Myers' shadow always looms over everything, but it's from Loomis's point of view, investigating these other instances that he was looking into while in the time when Michael was institutionalized, or in the time afterwards before his passing. And I just thought that would be a really cool way to do it if you did it like like Mindhunter, where you're looking at it from the clinical psychological point of view, but then you realize like it doesn't really make sense, and along the way it just it leaves the viewer with the idea of what is it? Where does it come from? Is it anything? Is it just us trying to project a feature onto a blank face like Michael's mask, and we are interpreting it our own way. The psychiatrist is interpreting it his own way, and it allows you to kind of have different masks, different kills, different places where this shit happened. It didn't have to happen just babysitters or at a hospital or and that's how I would do Halloween, because for the most part people aren't going to allow you to do anything if it doesn't include Michael Myers. Like, you're going to do a Jason prequel. Well, Jason as we know him has to appear in it, because that seems to be all people will accept. It's like, if Superman doesn't have his underwear on the outside of his pants and he's not smiling and saving cats out of a tree, we don't want that Superman, So it's an idea of how do you take something that is the safeguard where people, general audiences accept it, while working in all the fun little things, from all the different theories of Halloween that we've had over the years and the different versions of Michael that we like, or even Halloween 3. But again, it seems to be revisionist history now, and I know who you are and I see you, because growing up, saying you liked Halloween 3 was a fucking horror death sentence. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh no, I've always liked that movie. I'm like, no you didn't. It's just become trendy. It's like people who all of a sudden like the Super Mario Brothers, the 1993 one, or the Star Wars prequels. It's like, no it's not. You're just doing it because it's trendy now, Or I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so if you gotta remake Halloween as a TV show, but I kind of want to get away from Michael, but you can only get so far away from Michael that people will accept, that is my idea, to do it as case files in a Mindhunter kind of way. And so A24 or Peacock or Hulu or whoever is going to pick up a Halloween show, call me. I'll work on this with you. You're not going to call me. But still, that's my idea on how to do it. I just think that a psychiatrist, following these leads and into these other times when the thing that happened to Michael happened to other people in different ways. It would be interesting to do one, too, about, like I said, about somebody who that happened to, and they are talking and they are telling their story. But then it also leaves with the idea of how much is real, how much, like in Mindhunter when they interviewed like Charles Manson or something, they just want the notoriety from it. So it's the idea of the, like I said, the unreliable narrator could really, really work, because Loomis, in the later sequels, is just a fucking crazy person ranting and raving, and that would play into it too, that he was unwell as well. And, and then the writing becomes skewed and the case file becomes skewed. And I feel like you could get a lot of traction out of that type of thing. So that's my idea of, evil wears many masks, and you projecting your own fears onto that blank slate would be a great opening title sequence kind of thing. So that's my idea. Let me know what you think. And tell the rights owners of Halloween, the Accods, hey, this guy who has a YouTube channel that barely anyone watches in Philadelphia, he's the guy to take over your big franchise. Are you sorry for biting me now, Elvira? All right, I'm going to go back to petting my cat. Bye.